Well, hello there, grade 3 girls and boys. How are you doing today? Well, it's such a pleasure to be with you again, and welcome to your next maths lesson. Obviously, you know by now it's brought to you by WorksheetCloud, and there on that first screen is the email address that you will be able to use should you want to get hold of me about any questions that you may have. Okay, so what are we doing today? Well, we're going to go on with 3D shapes, grade 3s, and we're going to go a little bit further than normal, or than we've done before, and we're going to investigate a little bit more about what 3D shapes are all about. So, what will we learn today? Well, we will identify, we will classify, and describe three-dimensional shapes, and that's what 3D means. So the D becomes a capital D when we shorten that name from three-dimensional to the term 3D shape. And we will then learn about the nets of shapes, and that, grade 3s, is how you will build a three-dimensional shape, which is really interesting. It's almost like being a builder or a designer. So that's quite a lot of fun. Right, and remember, if you get stuck on anything, or if you think, oh my gosh, I didn't quite understand that, then all you have to do is go back and watch the video again. That's the fantastic thing about having a recorded video at your disposal. Right, so let's just have a look at some of the terminology or understanding words that we've probably heard of before, but we can forget, and it's quite important to understand what these things are going forward in this lesson. So I'm going to just pull this information out because it's the answer to the question at the top there of number 1. What is a polygon? A polygon. Well, a polygon is any two-dimensional closed shape with at least 3 sides. So it has to have at minimum 3 sides, and it has to have straight sides, and it has to be closed. So all those sides have to come together to make a closed shape. Right, so now let's have a look at a type of polygon. A polygon that has got 4 sides is called a quadrilateral. Now, you know that a 4-sided shape is a square or a rectangle or a kite. But there are quite a few different shapes with different names, but they are all called quadrilaterals because they've got 4 sides. And if you notice the word quad, like quad bike, which has got 4 wheels, quad means 4. So that's also a good thing to know what words mean and where words come from. All right, so the root word for quadrilateral is quad, and that means 4. Now, the third question we need to look at is a shape that can be measured in 2 directions, such as length and width or breadth, is what? What is that shape called? Well, it's called a 2-dimensional shape. All right? A 2-dimensional shape, not a 3-dimensional shape. A 3-dimensional shape is measured in 3 different directions. So it is length, width, and height. Okay, so let's have a look at 2D shapes and 3D shapes in grade 3s. I know that you know all about these 2D and 3D shapes, but we're going to revise them so that we don't leave any important information out and you don't get stuck with something. Right, so we're going to first look at our 2-dimensional shapes, or we call it in short, we'll say 2D shapes. Okay? And there they are. They are flat shapes. They are only measured in length and width. So if I had my pen out ready to use, you would look at length and width. Okay? Length and width. You wouldn't be looking at height as well or depth as well. Okay, so now let's have a look at our 3D shapes. Now you can see how much more, they look quite a lot more important than the 2D shapes, don't they? All right, so they are really, you can look behind them. That's the interesting thing. One of the children that I thought made quite an interesting comment and said, the difference that I see between two-dimensional and three-dimensional shapes is that you can look behind a three-dimensional shape. Yes, you can. And there they are, a sphere, which is a ball. It's not a circle, it's a ball. And then a prism, a cuboid, a cube, cylinder, pyramid, and a cone. All right, and we're going to have a closer look at those shapes and their properties. In other words, what makes up these shapes. Okay, so that was our revision of 2D and 3D shapes. All righty, so now let's have a look at some of the properties of a 3D shape. So three-dimensional shapes, as before I mentioned to you, have got length, width, and height that you can measure. So you've got three things that you can measure about that shape. So let's have a look at this cube. A cube is a three-dimensional shape. All right, it is a polygon, because any shape that has got more than three or more straight edge sides and is a closed shape is a cube, or a polygon is at least three straight sides. And a polygon that has a flat surface is a face. So here is a face, right? That is what a face looks like. And then we have the other properties that it's got edges. And I always try and say, well, what's the difference between an edge and a shape? Well, you can fall off an edge. Oh, sorry, the difference between an edge and a face is you can fall off an edge. You can come walking along here and you get to the edge and you can go wee off the edge. All right, so there is the edge, is the line segment where two faces meet. So there, that face meets from that side, and this face here meets from that side to make the edge. Clever. Right, and then you've got your vertex, which is your little points, your little sharp points there. And a vertex is the point at which three or more edges meet, is what the vertex is. And the plural of a vertex is vertices. Right, so let's have a look now. I want to show you a couple of quick videos in this presentation. Yeah, they're quite a lot of fun. It's stuff you can do at home, which is such fun. Okay, let's have a look at the first one. And this is how to draw a cube. Let's have a look.
You want me to draw kids drawing? Today I'm going to show you how to draw a cube. Just a simple cube. So, first off, we'll draw a square. You can do this rectangles and everything else. But we're going to try and do it perfectly square without measuring. So it's not going to be perfect. Alright, so we've got a square. Right, guys? Right. This looks like a square to you, doesn't it? Now, we're going to draw a diagonal line up. And we're going to do the same thing right here. Exactly the same length, same angle. Same thing here. Same length, same angle. And then we're going to draw a line down to connect it. Straight down, just like this one straight down. And then we're going to draw a straight line, the same as this one straight across there. And that's how you draw a cube. Now if you want to make that cube...
Right, grade 3, so there was quite a fun thing that you can do at home, is draw cubes and rectangular prisms or cuboids. So now we're going to look at shapes called prisms and pyramids. Now they can be quite confusing, but each one of them has got specific properties. So special things about each group of shapes, because there are a number of different types of prisms and a number of different types of pyramids. So we call them the prism family and the pyramid family, but sometimes it's confusing to know which is which because they start with a P, both of them. So let's have a look. Here we have a prism, right? This is a prism, and prisms have rectangular faces. So there, and there. Those are the faces, and they are rectangular or square in shape. Prisms also, and I'm going to try and find a different color here, prisms also have two bases, and these here, this is the base. Now look at the shape of this base. It's a five-sided shape, and there is its partner opposite it, that side. Okay, so a prism, what has it got? It's got rectangular faces, and it has two bases. And the prisms are named after the shape of their bases. So this shape here, grade 3s, has got five sides. So this is called a pentagon. The base, two bases are pentagons. That's what a five-sided flat two-dimensional shape is, a pentagon. But so this kind of prism is called a pentagonal. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. It's a pentagonal prism because it's named after the shape of the bases. And otherwise, all these other shapes are rectangular in shape. That's what tells you that it's a prism and not a pyramid. There's another one. Those are the faces, and they are rectangular. But over here is where you have your bases, and this base, well, it's got two obviously, these two bases are pentagonal in shape, so it's called a pentagonal prism. Now let's have a look at our pyramids. Pyramids have triangular faces, right? So, and they all join at that point at the top, the vertex at the top. So there we know that this is a pyramid because it has got a triangular face. All right, there we go. All right, and pyramids have got one base only. There is the pyramid's base. And pyramids are also named after the base. So, I mean, my surname is Harwin. So, like, I'm the Harwin from the Harwin family. This shape here is from the pyramid family. My name is Les Harwin, okay? And that's my name. But this shape comes from the pyramid family, but it is a rectangular pyramid because its base is rectangular. I'm going to go on and have a look at a few more examples of this. Okay, let's have a quick look at these shapes and let's match them, grade 3, so that you don't get left behind regarding what shape is what. So let's have a cylinder. What is a cylinder, guys? We looked at that picture earlier, a few slides before. There's a cylinder. It's like a tin. All right, a cube. There we go. Cube, a triangular prism. Now remember, prism has got rectangular sides, but its bases are what gives it its name. So where's something with a rectangular side? Okay, there is one there and there. And so we're going to call that a triangular prism because it's named by its base. And there is a triangular prism as well. What's a triangular pyramid? Well, that's a pyramid that's got a triangular base. There it is there. A cone, well, an ice cream cone, what does that look like? Yummy yums there. Rectangular prism is a prism that has a rectangular base. And there it is. A sphere is a ball. What goes that one? Or that one. A cone. Have we got another cone? Have we got another cone? Yes, we do. And a rectangular prism, do we have another one? Yes, we do. And a rectangular pyramid, there we go. Why? Because the base is a rectangular, although the pyramid sides that meet up at the vertex or the point at the top are triangular. Quick revision. That's what that was. All right, now we're going to look at these properties and have a look and see what these edges, vertices, remember a vertex is a corner or point, and vertices is the plural, more than one. So a rectangular prism, this is a rectangular prism because it has, come pins, there we go, there's its bases there, it has two rectangular bases, but it has got rectangular faces as well. So this rectangular prism, all rectangular prisms actually, have got how many edges? I mean, let's do the faces. How many faces? Well, it's got 6 faces all the way around that way, and then the 2 faces, bases on the side. How many edges has it got? Grade 3, remember I told you that edges are where you can fall off. All right, so let's take a hop, 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 hop. Ooh, I stand on the edge and I do a little somersault and I can fall off that edge. So now you know the difference between an edge and a face or a vertice. Okay, I always have some weird things to compare things or remember things. So a triangular prism has got 12 of those edges. And a rectangular prism has got how many corners? Well, there we go. Let's do them in a different color. I think I'll use green this time. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to have a look at a pentagonal prism. And a pentagonal prism is called that because it has 2 pentagonal bases, and that's how it gets its name. So a pentagonal prism has got how many edges, grade 3? How many edges does it have? Well, it's got quite a lot, I can tell you. It's actually, if you can just take a little moment to see if you can count those edges. And remember, the edges are where you can fall off. So it's your lines that are drawn there. And if you look at it in a picture form. So there are 15 edges. How many vertices are there? Points or corners. How many vertices can you count? I can count 10. Absolutely. And how many faces? And that's the flat part, or the 2D shapes that are built together to make a 3D shape. How many faces can you find? How many faces? 7. All right, well done. Moving on. Okay, so now I'm going to let you see a little video about pyramids, and then we're going to talk about pyramids. Or maybe we should actually have a look and see these things first. So a square pyramid, there you've got 2 pyramids, and you can see the difference in their bases, grade 3, right? So this pyramid has got a square base. That's why it's called a square pyramid or a rectangular pyramid. Okay, and this pyramid has got a triangular base. All right, so a square pyramid has got how many edges which you can fall off of? Right, it's got 8 edges. And a square pyramid has how many vertices or points? 5 vertices. And a square pyramid has got 5 faces. Now, this is a triangular pyramid. I'm going to waltz myself up there. A triangular pyramid has got how many edges? 6 edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hard to show on screen. And a triangular pyramid has got how many vertices? 4 points, right? And a triangular pyramid has got how many faces? 4 faces as well. Let me see now if I can get this video to work. It was playing a little trick on me the other day. And let me see if I can get it to work. If I can't, I will just move on. Let's try.
Egyptians thinking when they built the pyramids? Why didn't they build a huge cube to bury their kings? It's probably because the ancient Egyptians believed there was more to this pyramid design than meets the eye. These Egyptian pyramids are triangular-looking, 3-dimensional objects, consisting of 4 triangular faces and a square base. Each of the 4 triangular-shaped sides slopes up toward a single point where they all meet. Each side of the Great Pyramid at Giza is a flat surface at an angle of 51.5 degrees from the horizontal base, all the way up to the top point. The ancient workers that built this pyramid started at the bottom and worked their way up, making precise angles at every level. A tiny error at the bottom could lead to a very large mismatch by the time they reached the top. The large limestone and granite blocks used to build the Great Pyramids weigh about 2.5 tons each. Imagine how many men it must have taken to move each block. The geometric shape of those large blocks is called a prism. Prisms are 3-dimensional figures that have congruent sides that are parallelograms. Here, the sides are rectangles, which are a kind of parallelogram. Inspired by the ancient Egyptians, by their own beliefs, or simply by the geometric features of pyramids, people build homes, offices, houses and even museums based on that simple, presumably powerful shape.
Right, grade 3. So, that was really interesting, wasn't it? I love watching videos. Okay, so let's move on from our prisms and our pyramids. And let's have a look at what we call a net, grade 3. So if you took a cube apart and laid it flat, it would look like this. It would be like a dress pattern or design of a house, actually, or a building. And you'd have to fold this net or this shape on each little dotted line, and then you would glue these little flaps over here. You would glue those little flaps together, and it would create a cube, which is a three-dimensional shape. Now I'm going to also try and see if I can find the other video that we can do to enjoy. And let's watch what it looks like when it comes together. This is quite clever, and I love how it's done. Come on, wakey, wakey. Right, and there we go. So there you can see the net, and when you build it up together, that comes together with all those edges and sides and vertices and makes a cube. How cool is that? Right, fabulous. Okay, and then, so there's the net, and that is what makes up your cube. And then I'm going to show you quite an interesting little video, which is quite tricky to play as well. But you know, Mrs. Harmon never gives up. So let's have a look at this one. I'll have to stop it quickly so that I can let you see properly. Alright, let's have a look. Whoopsie, I'll stop now. Let's have a look at that. There on the left-hand side is a net of a cuboid or a rectangular prism. Alright, it's like a stretched out cube, really. Okay, so there's its pattern if you wanted to make it. Carry on. That is the pattern or that makes a cube. There's your net that makes up a cube. Let's just have a look now, grade 3s. Let's have a look at these little shapes and how children have used, or it might be a teacher, there's a video showing how they've used little holes in the net design or pattern and string, and how they have actually pulled them up together to pull the shape together. Now, I find this fascinating. Okay, let's have a look at this, but I have to catch it because it's so quick. So just bear with me while we have a look. It's waking up, it's been asleep. All right, let's have a look at it properly. Isn't that amazing? I wish I could slow it down, but I'll play it again. There's a rectangular prism. Let's play it again. Have a look carefully at where the strings are. Isn't that lovely? Maybe you could even do that at home, grade 3. And then we're going to look at this one as well, which is making, I think it is a triangular pyramid, if I'm correct. It's very difficult to get it at the right spot, but we will try. Right, let's try again. Let's have a look. Watch it. Pulling it up, and with the string and the holes, we'll do it again. And there is our triangular pyramid. Let's do it one more time. I think that's so fascinating. It's such a cute activity to do. Right. And the last one is a pull-up of a cube, not just a cuboid this time. Pull-up of a cube. Takes a while to wake up. Like us in the morning sometimes, isn't it? Right, let's have a look. Right, here we go. All those little strings, pull it up, and you've got to fold them on the line so that that's easy to pull up. Can you see how that's obviously been folded? Right, play it one more time. I love that. That is such fun. Okay, fabulous. I'm just going to close all these things because you know what, grade 3s, they just have a little sort of life of their own. And if I let them carry on playing, it could be a problem in them competing against me trying to talk to you. Okay, so there we go. Are all those nets for pyramids and cubes and rectangular prisms. All right, and the last thing we're going to do, or it might be the last thing or second to last thing we're going to do, is we are going to have a look and see if we can remember what these definitions are, right? I'm going to try and match them up. All right, so a vertex. What do you think a vertex is, grade 3s? Have a look at your different definitions over here, and you'll be able to see the correct one, I know. Yes, well done. So the vertex is the point at which 3 or more edges meet. It's pointy and it's round. It's pointy. What's 3-dimensional? What does that mean? Can you find the right answer? Right, it's a shape that is measured in 3 directions, such as length, width, and height. What's a face? A face is a polygon, or at least 3-sided 2-dimensional shape, flat surface. A net is a 2-dimensional pattern that can be folded to make a 3-dimensional shape. So obviously the edge is a line segment where 2 faces meet. Okay, so grade 3s, you have learned rather a lot, have you not? Let's see now if you can complete the table over here. We're going to look at a shape and give it its name, decide how many faces it has and how many edges it has. So there's the first one. It's a cube, is its name. It has 6 faces, which are flat 2-dimensional shapes. It has 12 edges where you can trip and fall off, and it has 8 vertices, which is your pointy little sections. There you have a triangular prism because the 2 bases over here are triangular. All right, so you have a triangular prism that has got 5 faces, 9 edges, and 6 vertices or corners and points. There you have a pyramid because it's got triangular sides, all right, whereas a prism has got rectangular sides but different shaped bases. This pyramid has got 4 faces, 6 edges, and 4 vertices. Here we have a rectangular pyramid. Why do we know it's a pyramid? Well, because it's got triangular sides. And why do we call it a rectangular pyramid? Because of its base over here. Okay, it's rectangular base. So this shape, this rectangular pyramid, has got 5 faces, 8 edges, and 5 vertices. Very well done. All right, so now we are at the end of our shape lesson, and you have learned some interesting things. I'm sure you can even go and do some exciting things at home. But there's also worksheets for you to do with the memorandums or answer sheets for you to mark your work with. I hope you're going to enjoy those when you print them out and have some fun with those, grade 3. So all that's left for me to say is a very cheerful goodbye. Thank you for coming alongside me for this lesson and for learning so well. And I want to see you again in my next lesson, so wait for that and join me again. Okay, with lots of love. Okay, bye-bye, grade 3s.